Hello, Magical Mystic. This is Rain, your Magical Mystic. So, yeah. Dadgummit, I just realized I was supposed to call Lovey back. God dang it. Heck of a time to come to a realization. So I'm going to give you guys a couple of moments to get on here. And then I want to talk to you about deities. Working with deities and stuff like that. These questions keep repeating frequently in the group. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's get with it. I'm gonna have to open this up because for some reason. Okay, so hold on, I'm gonna have to open it back up. Hi, Andrea, Brianna, and Sonia. So, a lot of people ask about working with deities or whatever. They want to know how to choose which deities to work with, how to get started working with them, how to know if this is the right deity. First of all, you got to get it out your mind about right and wrong as it relates to the energies you work with. It is not about right or wrong. You know, there's no wrong deity and no right deity to work with. Now, there are those that are already present with you, some that has been present with you all your life, some that are frequenting your life recently because of whatever changes are going on. And so they're easier, a little quicker to build a relationship with because they're already there waiting on you to, you know, acknowledge them so that you guys can work together. There's still yet, that doesn't mean that those are the only ones you can work with. So I can give you a reading and I might say, you know, I see Oshun around you. That doesn't mean you can't work with Lilith. That doesn't mean you can't work with Oya. That doesn't mean you can't work with Lakshmi. It doesn't mean you can't work with Thor, whoever. It just means that Oshun is already present. Now, let me just see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And that's 8 there. So that's 18, 19, 20, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 32. So I have minimum of 32, and that's just me counting by the altars that I can remember where they are. I have 32 energies that I work with who are present in my home. 32 energies, okay? 32 different presences, that's not including the ancestors, that are welcome in my home and in my store. So, of course, I didn't start out there, and for some of you who spend 2 hours with one energy, you like, how I could never do 32, but you can. You can. And so, anywho, let me talk to you about a little bit how that got started. My first energy approached me, and it was Oya. In fact, all of them approached me pretty much. I don't think I chose anybody. They all chose me, but I was open to it. My second energy was Lilith. My third energy, I think, might have been Yemaya or something like that. And then before long, Oshun came along, and then I went through a triple goddess initiation with Oshun, Yemaya, and Oya. I went through a dark initiation with Anana, and so all of these different energies just kept coming, Now, in the beginning, if you don't have a one altar, that's fine, okay? This is not a competition or a race. You move according to your intuition and stop questioning it. If I'm sitting around the house and I'm doodling whatever, I'm doing what I'm doing, washing dishes, cleaning up, and I keep hearing the word Lilith, 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 it ain't no question whether I should approach it or not. Because the thing you guys be questioning is whether it's right or wrong. And when we take that out of the equation, it's a reason why you're thinking about it. Go ahead on and explore it. I ain't saying throw all caution to the wind and don't pay attention, but I'm saying go on and explore whatever The sister tired tonight, y'all. Y'all know that I love y'all, because I ain't feeling like it tonight. But go ahead on and do it. So do a little research. When you do research, it is not to take everything you read as 100% fact. And it could be 100% fact for the person who is writing it. That does not make it 100% fact for you. Please keep that in mind. But you're doing your research. That's a way of showing the energy that you're ready for the approach. Get you some tea light candles. In the beginning, when you're first starting a relationship with an energy, you don't want to get big long candles, because you got to see what y'all's chemistry is going to be like. Just because you want to work with an energy and the energy wants to work with you doesn't mean that chemistry is right for right now. For instance, when I first tried to work with Lakshmi, our chemistry wasn't right. I wasn't in that frame of mind. I was in a different frame of mind. Oya's work hadn't been finished with me. Lilith's work hadn't been finished with me. I had to get through some things before my relationship with Lakshmi actually synced up the way that it should. Some people say, well, if I'm a man, can I work with female deities? And if I'm a woman, can I work with male deities? You can work with anyone you want to. You can work with, let me talk to you a little bit about pantheons. African, Hindu, Norse, Celtic, whatever. These beings do not belong to a system. They really don't. They are absolutely free. And I think it is such an insult when you think about it to say they belong to a system. Like nobody outside of this system can deal with them, can talk to them. If they are real, then whomever may have a relationship with them that they want to have a relationship with. But please remember, they are sentient, they have agendas, they have a will. And so just because you want to be in a relationship with them at a certain time doesn't mean that they're willing. Some energies will make you work for it. Santa Muerte is one of them. You can't burn one candle to her and expect a quick response. Now she may, especially if you are of her descendant, her lineage. But most times she won't. Not even for those of her lineage. She waits. She wants to see how mature you are. She wants to see how dedicated you are. Because one thing about Santa, she's not like all the other energies. You will prove yourself, because all she brings with her is secrets, knowledge, protection, wisdom, dark level initiations. Like when she comes and she accepts you, you get access to all this power. Every single person that she accepts, and there's a lot of people burning candles to her, but they have not been accepted of her. When you become accepted of her, you will know it. Because she's another one of those energies that's so big, and most of the death energies and gatekeeper energies are really huge, and their energy is huge, and you feel their presence. You know what I mean? So just keep that in mind. You can work with whoever you want to. It is not up to me or anyone else to tell you who you should or should not be working with. If you want it and they want it, then that's all that matters. That's just like me telling you who you can and cannot screw. If you want to do it and they want to do it, then that's what y'all gonna do, regardless if people agree or not. Okay, so please keep that in mind. Stop looking for permission to work with these energies. Nobody can give you that. Y'all tag some people, let them know we're doing this. I'm doing this video because I get all these questions and I can't answer questions anymore one-on-one like I used to. I have to do videos, and sometimes I don't even have time to do that. Things are getting hectic. Okay, but I do want people to stop waiting around on permission as if someone else has the authority to give them permission in the first place. Okay, so here's the other things, guys, that is really important for you to understand about working with energies. All energies are not the same. All energies do not come on the same way. Lilith comes on quite scary. And it depends on what she's there to wake up in you, how you're going to see her. Sometimes she approach in the form of an owl, and you might see these big ass hoot owl eyes when you close your eyes in your third eye area. That's usually Lilith. But Minerva, or for some people they call her Athena, you know, that's more prone to Greek. She's a real energy. She is a real energy, okay? She has the owl eyes too, okay? So it could be either one. You have to fill it all out a little bit more, a little bit more. And as you start asking questions, you open yourself up. These energies can speak. Let me tell y'all how wild this shit was. So I'm driving the other day. This was like 2 weeks ago. Me and my husband was having a conversation. And I'm driving, and I was telling him that he should, I was saying something about Shango looked over, and the car, it was another Camaro at that, had Sango on it. It was Sango. I was like, man, come on, come on, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, but I love when they do that, because who don't want confirmation sometimes to just hit them in the face? I like it because, not because I need it, but because it's fun. I love how they show out sometimes. They do the absolute most, you know. So that's one of the things that happen. Like when you're dealing with Lilith, all of a sudden 13 starts slapping you upside the head. Pow, 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 pow. It's 13 everywhere 13. And repeating digits of 13. 13, 13, 13, 13, 31, 13, 31, 13. It's like those numbers will keep on showing up because she deals with the number 13 a lot. The 13th letter will start popping up. Do anybody know what the 13th letter is? I'm going to see who all following along, and if you can really follow along intuitively to see what I just told you. Okay, so anywho, that's kind of how that goes. So keep an eye open for it. And even if an energy is, let's just say you're hearing snakes or you're seeing owl eyes and you know Lilith is on approach and she's steady calling for you, if you don't want to work with her, then don't. Okay, don't. I do not teach you guys to bow your knee to anything. Not to say that witches don't, because they do. They honor, they worship, they venerate, however you want to say it, their deities. But for the people that are drawn to me, most of them are deities or hybrids of some sort or descendants of deities and that kind of thing. So I mean, when you get with it, when you really get with it, you understand that you don't have to bow your knee when you are royalty, when you are family. I don't know how many of you saw the movie Black Panther, but they had this thing, they would greet each other like this and all that. And they had these traditions, but homegirl was like, rather you finna to be the Black Panther, nah nigga, you my brother. Like, you know, she talked shit to him just the same. Okay? And it's just, I think you guys sometimes need to understand just what your birthright is as a star seed or above. Some of you are walk-ins, some of you are avatars, some of you are, man, I mean, it's a lot of different kind of beings in this group. Well, I asked what's the 13th letter in the alphabet, and it's M, and Lilith's number is 13. I was just seeing who was gonna follow me. Okay. So anywho, it's just real important. And guys, listen, I didn't even do that on purpose. The spirits will align you that even when you don't think you're doing something spiritual, you'll look up one day and be like, damn, that was spiritual as hell. Trust the process, my loves. Trust the process. And understand this, it ain't like a fucking marriage. And even if it was a marriage, marriages have also the option of divorce, okay? So if you start talking or dealing with and honoring an energy and then the relationship sours somehow or something like that, you can end it just like you began it, okay? So please remember that. Now, here's the thing. When you're first starting, you don't know if you're going to want to keep this energy around. Use small candles, tea lights, votives, or whatever. I reserve like 7-day candles and them 14-day candles and all of that for energies I know I am going to have a long-term relationship with, and for situations that require that much energetic support, okay? So that's just real important. When you're dealing with, let me tell you the difference with ancestors and deities, because this is another thing, and I've said it, and I don't know if I've made it clear, so I need to make it really clear tonight. When you're dealing with your ancestors, you don't need to know their name. You don't need to know none of that. You could be adopted and never knew nothing about your birth parents. That's fine. Okay, and you can call forth the parents from the people, your ancestry from the people who adopted you, sure. But when you're ready to connect with your bloodline, because I don't care if you were adopted or not, there's going to come a time in this field you need to reconnect with your bloodline, because everything you do is affecting your bloodline, not your adopted family necessarily. Okay, so you want to do that. You still want to cleanse that bloodline, y'all. This girl here, she gets tangled easy. she's wispy. So anywho, the way you do it, if you don't know anybody, is you take a little prick, little pin prick, and pop that finger and put a little blood on your tea light. It doesn't take much, just squeeze like this and put a little blood on your tea light. And if you feel so inclined, you could take a circle and go clockwise and say, I call forth my maternal and paternal bloodline all the way down to the beginning, you know, for whatever purpose you have. And that way you're going to be dealing with those who are related by your blood, okay? When you're dealing with deities, we don't do that. It's some people, now my son is blood magic. He a fool with it, okay? He ain't bullshitting, and I be like, shit, watching. I be like, okay, all right then. You know what I'm saying? Because me personally, I know blood magic is a very serious magic, my loves. Very, very serious. And when you start dealing with energies and giving them blood, they can become bloodthirsty, and especially certain ones, say like Kali Ma, Sekhmet, even Lilith can be bloodthirsty. Shango can get bloodthirsty. Ogun, any warrior energy, Thor can become bloodthirsty. Oya can become bloodthirsty. Wajet is absolutely bloodthirsty. So the stronger, like the Dambalas and all of those petro energies, when you start giving them blood, you set a precedent. So I don't do it often. I do it every so often, but I don't do it often. I don't do it on a schedule for them to expect it, because me giving an energy, one of my team members' blood is a form of a reward, or because I'm calling for them to do something so big that I know that they need to be able to tap the energy of my soul. And I want you to hear what I just said. When you are doing blood magic, you are tapping your soul. Okay? I'm gonna be honest, I ain't never gave Eshu blood. I mean, not personally. I will tell you what he will do though. If you work with Eshu a lot and you're a woman, during that time of the month, he will ride you. He will ride you sexually the whole time. And so some energies will, some energies won't. Now, there are different systems that tell you you can't practice when you're actually bleeding. A lot of those systems are dominated by men who actually demonize or don't understand the menstrual cycle of a woman. A woman is most powerful when she is letting blood already by herself, because blood magic is the most powerful magic we can practice. And the more blood, the more powerful the magic. That's why a lot of people do sacrificial, like human sacrifices and animal sacrifices, because the more of the blood you can pull out of something, the more powerful whatever you're doing is. And Lord, that ain't how I plan on this whole thing going. But my whole point is, don't try to make a connection with a deity starting out using blood. It just don't work. And I'm going to sip my Moscato on that one. It don't work for you. It ain't going to work for you. If every time you ask them to do something, you give them blood, they'll get to a place they won't respond until you give them blood. Now, they have been asking for my blood for a long time before I gave it to them. And then one day, I'm rubbing around the candle. Y'all know them dang 7-day candles got thick glass. Cut my finger wide open. I was like, well, damn. Y'all could have just asked for it. And it's like I could hear so clearly. Bitch, we've been asking. But I just said, well, now that we bleed. Because my whole point was I was, okay, yes. Oh, my God, that looks so good. It is good. Hubby cooking. What is that? Pork loin and potatoes. So that's why it's so important that you be thoughtful. Be thoughtful about what you do with your blood. Most deities, they don't need all that to be in relationship with you. They want time, they want attention, they want acknowledgement. I'm going to tell you why I can't hardly even ask for nothing. Today, y'all, me and Tasha, well, we've been texting, we text all the time. And so, you know, I was talking about how I woke up this morning, and if y'all hadn't seen my live on my M Rain page, I have to go look, but my husband was cracking me up. He was talking about how he felt when all of that shit went down this morning. So, but anywho, I was telling Tasha, I was like, man, my chest felt like somebody parked a Mack truck, like it opened up my rib cage, and all of this was just like all effed up. And she said, damn it, M, you quit saying that, take it to the chest, little nigga stuff. Like, you saying that and everything. Talking about now you done fuck around and manifested it. She said, you know, Jay-Z said that he bragged different. Now, you done got so magical, you got a joke different. I was like, you sure ain't lying, because that shit was all in my chest. It's still kind of, you know, heavy, and my shoulders still just a little bit tingy, but I'll be all right. You know what I'm saying? It was necessary, so I ain't no punk. Even though I almost punked out this morning. I was sitting there in the bed trying to talk myself into going back to sleep. I was like, I don't know if I want to do it. I don't know about this shit. But so it gets real sometimes, but you will be okay. Because the main thing you need to know, and yes, you can use menstrual blood, absolutely. The main thing you need to know is that you have the control. You have the permission in this realm. It is your time to reign. What does it mean to reign? It is to live and exist in a physical dimension. That is your reign time, right? And so there you go. I mean, everything just lines right up, don't it? So anywho, you need to make sure that you realize this is your kingdom. This is your legacy. This is your time. If you want this, fine. When you no longer want this, you release it, right? So it's important that you actually realize, my loves, that there's nothing to fear. Okay? As long as your mind is intact, then your power is intact. You just got to know how to use it. You set clear intentions. You set clear boundaries, right? I felt violated as hell this morning. But in hindsight, I've had so much going on that I hadn't given them time to give me whatever adjustments and updates I needed. Tasha was cracking jokes talking about they implanted my familiar because I wouldn't go buy it, because I know I'm supposed to have a snake. And I saw the prettiest little pink banana ball python. It's pink right now. She's so cute. And I wanted to bring her home, but my nerves is bad. Y'all know how I go. So, and then to think about her getting up to 6 feet tall, long, and this big around, I'm like, her having to have 2 pens, one to eat in, one to sleep in. It's like, her needing live rats or frozen mice, you know, once a week. I'm like, So it was a lot of I don't think I'm ready. I think I just need an astral familiar. But yeah, we crack jokes or whatever. So it's sometimes certain things gonna happen that's gonna be a little bit painful. I'm not gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna blow no smoke up your ass. Sometimes those energies hurt your body because they are so big, they're so hot, they're so powerful, they are so expansive, and you have been operating on so little power so long that shit, when it hit together, it's like bam, it's like mini explosions going off in your joints, going off in your head, behind your eyes, in the bone of your jaws, your knees, your elbows, you know, all of your small, fine joints and stuff like that will definitely get you. Your skin, sometimes when you're dealing with petro energies, your skin will burn. It'll make you feel like you gotta have fibromyalgia or rheumatoid arthritis or something. And it's just real important that, you know, you realize that that's going to happen, but it's a good part, it's an important part of your ascension and your growth process. This is why I offer the apprenticeship, my loves. And with that being said, I will say this, the apprenticeship will be $12,000 come January 1st. Right now it is $5,000 a year. And that means $500 a month for 10 months. You pay $500 down and you pay $500 a month for 10 months, right? Or you pay $1,000 down and $400 a month for 10 months and XYZ. The more you pay down, the less you're paying per month. But come January, you will be required to pay a minimum of $2,000 down, and you will pay $1,000 a month for 10 months. You could always pay more, but you won't be able to pay less to get into the apprenticeship. And so I offer that though, because it's hard to go through all this shit by yourself, and I know who you can and can't ask, and then you feeling crazy like, man, should I tell people that I felt like I got raped in the shower last night? Like, people gonna be judging me, because you know we still sometimes have a hard time getting over the fact that ain't nobody got room to judge shit. Like, nobody can ever, to be honest, and this may be good or bad in your eyes, it doesn't really matter, but nobody in this world can ever make me feel bad about anything that I think, do, say. Now, let me tell you why that is. Because there's nobody in this world better than me. There's many people in this world just as good, because I'm not better than anybody. But ultimately, there's nobody more righteous than you. There's nobody more worthy than you. There's just no better people than you. And when we start thinking like it's people in the world better than us, we start giving ourselves permission to go half-ass. It's like, oh, they got it because they're better, or they can do that because they're somehow better. No, the fact of the matter is we're very, very much equal in the sense of value, intrinsic value. Now, let me stop here. You know what I'm saying? Because this is what I'm saying about that. Can't nobody judge me. And when they try, I mean, all you can do is get me out of your life with your judgments, but you can't ever make me feel bad about myself, because nothing that I have done is any worse than anything that anybody else has done or thought or said. So when you're looking from a religious perspective, and you got to understand all of this shit is from a religious perspective, it's all about control. There is no one more righteous. There's no one righteous enough to assume a place of judgment over another. Now, with that being said, there is difference in values when it relates to each other. Some people can be more valuable to me than other people. Lovey and Tiffany and Ron and my love team are very valuable to me. Ooh, y'all, I just gotta show y'all this. So when y'all be like, you thicker than a box of Snickers, just know this is why this man be feeding me, y'all. So y'all know I'm about to cut this live all the way short. So anywho, quit worrying about people judging you. Quit worrying about whether you're doing something right or wrong as far as working with your energies. Be intuitive. Listen from within. Let them talk to you. Let them speak for themselves. Learn them for yourself. If you get a man that's had a woman, she can tell you everything about their relationship. That does not mean it's going to be the same with you. I talked to my husband's ex, his baby mama, and I was like, girl, how did you deal with him? She was just like, just do whatever he tell you to do. It's just that simple. I was like, oh, hell no. That ain't gonna work for me. And it was like, we both have different relationships with the same man, because we're two different women, you see, and he's two different men. Same name, same body, but a different person, because time brings about certain changes in people, right? And it's the same with these deities. Now, it's very, 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 very important. Mercy Carmichael said, can she move in, baby? Mercy Carmichael said, can she move in?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, he said, yep, come on, we got room for you. So when it comes to things like working with these energies, follow your mind. And I'm gonna tell you something else. If nobody's coming up to your mind, think about where you are. If you're broke right now and you're struggling significantly to pay bills and different things like that, you know, you might want to deal with an energy that brings about more luck and open roads and this and that. So you could deal with Ganesha and say Shango. That might be where you want to start. If you're trying to launch a business, maybe you go to Oya. If you want like this Venetian type of wealth, which is like a generational type of thing, it's slow coming, but it lasts a long time. You want to deal with say Oshun and maybe even Lakshmi. And Lakshmi brings about a wealth that's related to your spiritual development. So if you're building a spiritual business, then you definitely want to do Sri Lakshmi. You know, you go by what you need. If you're needing healing in your body, go to Obatala. Start with him. You know, always look at where you are. Okay? And start there. Start with where you fall short at. You could also start with what resonates with you. If you're a flirty little fun girl, then go get a relationship with Bassett. You guys gonna rock it out together. You know, if you're a hardcore film, like you are all about women's rights and women's empowerment, then get with Lilith. You know, that's how you do it. There's no right or wrong way. Okay? So I'll see some of you guys in the apprenticeship soon. I already know. Spirit done showed me. And the other ones, I'll see you a little later. Okay? But I do know that you're going to do this. You can do this. There's no reason to stop. There is no reason at all to stop. So, I am about to eat these potatoes. Oh my God. Oh my God. I love you guys. Thank you guys for listening. Be sure to tag a friend or 10 friends or 20 friends so they can see this during video so they can quit asking that same question. And in fact, I probably should put it toward the top, but I made it a little too long for the top. So just tag your friends and let them know, baby, work with who you want to. There's no right or wrong in deities, okay? I love y'all.